They were just 10 years old, two small, shy girls with mop buckets in their hands and oversized uniforms hanging on their tiny frames. No one expected them to show up at the billionaire's mansion. But when they walked in trembling, asking to clean in place of their sick mother, the guards laughed, until the security cameras caught something that changed everything. What the billionaire discovered next would not only shatter his pride, but also rewrite his life forever. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, share with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe our channel Kindness Talks for more real-life inspired emotional stories. The sun had barely risen when Ava and Arya slipped into their mother's worn-out cleaning uniform. The oversized sleeves swallowed their delicate arms, and the janitor's ID card swung from Ava's neck like a necklace far too heavy for her. They were only 10, twins with bright eyes dulled by hardship, and today they were going to clean the mansion of a man they'd never seen, but had heard of all their lives. Their mother, Elena, had worked for the reclusive billionaire, Matthew Grayson, for over 6 years. She never missed a day, not even when she had the flu or swollen feet from walking miles. But this morning, she could barely lift her head from the pillow. Ava and Arya watched helplessly as she coughed into her blanket, her voice no longer strong enough to speak. "Mama," whispered Arya, "don't worry. We'll go. We know how you do it." You can't," Elena mumbled weakly. But they were already packing the cleaning supplies into a small plastic crate. Their neighborhood was the kind where dreams came to die. Broken sidewalks, flickering streetlights. The only thing still alive there was love, and even that was often buried under unpaid bills and hunger. The girls knew that if their mom lost this job, even for a day, it might mean no food for the week. As they arrived at the Grayson estate, the mansion's tall iron gates loomed like a warning. A security guard stepped out, raising a brow. "Kids? This ain't a park," he scoffed. Ava stepped forward, her voice shaking. "Our mama works here. She's sick. We came to clean, so she won't get in trouble." The guard burst into laughter, pointing at the mop. "You think this is a game?" But just as he reached to call someone, the gate phone buzzed. "Let them in," came the voice from the other end. "Just for today." Unbeknownst to the twins, a security camera had caught them gently helping an old homeless man outside the gate. They'd given him the only sandwich they had. That footage had gone straight to the top floor of the house, to Matthew Grayson's office. Matthew had watched in silence. The girls reminded him of someone. The twins walked in cautiously, greeted by marble floors and chandeliers larger than their living room. The mansion seemed to breathe with silence and secrets. But with determination in their hearts, they began scrubbing floors and dusting corners, working side by side. Meanwhile, Matthew couldn't shake the image of the twins from his mind. He hadn't planned to be home that day. His assistants handled everything, but something pulled him from his leather chair down toward the service wing. Quietly, he observed from a distance. He saw them take off their only jackets to use as rags, scraping dirt from under the staircase. He heard Arya humming a tune while wiping the windows. And when Ava dropped a glass by accident, she didn't run. She picked up every shard carefully, her tiny fingers bleeding. It was too much. Matthew stepped forward. "What are your names?" he asked gently. The girls froze. "We're Ava and Arya," Ava said. "We're sorry. Please don't fire our mama." He didn't answer. He just stared, not at the glass, but at their shoes, tied with frayed rope. One of them had a patch with a faded name stitched in pink. It was the name of a woman he once knew. A woman he had betrayed long ago. Elena. Matthew's heart thundered in his chest as he walked back to his study. He hadn't heard that name in years, Elena. She had once been the only person who believed in him before he became a billionaire. She gave him food when he was homeless, and kindness when he had nothing. He left her behind when wealth and pride consumed him. And now, her daughters were scrubbing his floors. He asked his assistant to confirm. Within an hour, the truth was delivered to him in a trembling voice. "Yes, sir. Elena works here. She's never missed a day until today. Her file says she's a single mother with twin girls." Matthew sat in silence for minutes. Guilt crept into every corner of his soul like a slow poison. He had everything, yet here were two little girls working to save a job their mother never should have had to fight for. He asked for their address. When Matthew arrived at the small apartment, he saw Elena curled on the floor mattress, barely breathing. He immediately called a private doctor, paid for her treatment, and arranged food and medicine. But it wasn't just charity, it was repentance. When Elena awoke, her eyes widened in disbelief. "Matthew? What are you doing here?" "I should have come years ago," he whispered. "I'm so sorry." She tried to sit up but winced. "Why now?" Because your daughters just reminded me who I was, and who I should have never stopped being. In the weeks that followed, Matthew did more than pay bills. He invited the twins and their mother to live in a guest house on his estate. He offered Elena a role in the foundation he ran for underprivileged families. But when Ava and Arya declined to stop helping around the house, he smiled. Then let me help you the way you helped me. He gave the twins a scholarship under their mother's name. The Elena Hart Scholarship, he called it. It was meant for children who showed extraordinary courage under hardship. The story of the twin girls cleaning for their sick mother quietly spread through the company, then the city, then the internet. But no one knew the full truth, that their kindness had saved not just a man, but a lost soul. And Matthew? He stepped away from his CEO position and opened a learning center for children from struggling homes, led by Elena. Sometimes the greatest change begins not with power or money, but with two small hands holding a mop, a heart full of courage, and a love that never quits. Because when kindness meets humility, miracles happen.